Cancer, listen to me closely. The energy in this reading is absolutely suffocating, and something massive has been building quietly behind the scenes. Have you been waking up at 3 a.m. with a sudden heaviness in your chest? Have you felt a sudden, unexplainable urge to cry, as if someone else's grief is bleeding into your spirit? Why has this person been so fiercely silent, yet completely inescapable in your thoughts? You need to trust your intuition right now, because your gut has been telling you the truth all along. The exact apology you've been waiting for, "I never meant to hurt you, I'm so sorry," is finally breaking through. But here is the twist they haven't confessed yet. Their distance wasn't because they stopped loving you. It was because they were drowning in guilt, convinced they ruined the best thing in their life, until a recent shift in your energy shattered their illusion. Before we decode this massive breakthrough, tell me in the comments where you are watching from, and hit subscribe if you are ready for this reunion. Let's get into it. Cancer, the overall energy surrounding you right now is incredibly dense, but it is not the heavy, stagnant energy of the past. This is the pressure of a dam about to break. For months, you have been carrying the emotional weight of this connection. You are a water sign. You feel everything on a cellular level, and when this person pulled away, it felt like the oxygen was sucked right out of your lungs. But what I'm picking up on right now is a massive energetic shift. The silence that was used as a weapon, or perhaps as a shield, has completely backfired. Behind the scenes, the universe has been orchestrating a profound awakening for this person, and the illusion they tried to build away from you is crumbling to the ground. They thought stepping back would give them clarity, but it only gave them a front-row seat to their own misery. Here's the thing about this person. They are deeply, obsessively fixated on you, but their ego and their emotional immaturity got in the way. When they look at the depth of your love, the nurturing, unconditional, and fiercely loyal energy that you bring as a Cancer, it terrified them. You awakened a level of intimacy in them that they didn't know how to process. They felt exposed. They felt like they had to measure up to a standard of emotional depth that they simply weren't ready for. So, what did they do? They self-sabotaged. They created distance because they were terrified of their own feelings. But here is the spice, the twist they are now realizing in their darkest moments. Running away didn't make the feelings go away. It only magnified them. Now, they are haunted by the ghost of your presence. Every time they try to move on, every time they try to distract themselves, your energy intercepts them. What I'm picking up on is that this person is currently going through a severe emotional crash. They are sitting in the quiet, looking at old messages, looking at pictures, and the regret is literally eating them alive. They realize now that the pain they caused you is a karmic boomerang, and it has hit them squarely in the chest. They are replaying every argument, every moment of withdrawal, every time they made you feel like you weren't enough, and they are kicking themselves. The question is, why did they think they could just pause a connection this profound? They thought they could put you on a shelf and come back when they were ready. But they didn't realize that your energy is not something you can just pause. Your energy is a living, breathing force, and when you finally started to pull your energy back to protect your own heart, that's when the panic set in for them. For some of you, this person tried to fill the void you left. They tried to talk to other people. They tried to date around. They tried to convince themselves that the grass was greener. But it was a complete disaster. Every interaction they had with someone else felt shallow, superficial, and completely devoid of the soul tie they share with you. They realize that no one looks at them the way you do. No one understands their silent moods, their hidden insecurities, or their complex emotional landscape the way a Cancer does. This realization has triggered intense jealousy and a profound sense of loss. They are watching you from afar, probably through social media or mutual connections, and they see that you are glowing. You are healing. You are moving forward, and that visual confirmation that you are surviving without them is driving them absolutely crazy. It feels like they are losing their mind because they thought they were the one in control of the narrative. But the universe doesn't let us play with people's hearts without consequences, and this person is feeling the divine pressure right now. You might have been seeing synchronicities lately, 1111, 222, 919. These aren't just random numbers. These are the universe tapping you on the shoulder, telling you to hold your ground. The spiritual timing is aligning perfectly because their ego death is finally happening. They're stripping away the pride, the defensiveness, and the avoidance. They're looking at the raw, unfiltered truth of what they did to you, and it is breaking them. They feel a physical ache in their chest when they think about the tears they caused you. This isn't just a fleeting moment of "I miss them." This is a deep, soul-level remorse. They are literally talking to themselves, rehearsing what they want to say to you, trying to find the words to fix the unfixable. It feels like they are standing at the edge of a cliff, looking down at the bridge they burned, and they are finally ready to jump into the water to put out the flames. They know they messed up. They know they hurt the one person who would have moved mountains for them. The emotional tension here is palpable because they are fighting a massive internal battle between their lingering pride and their overwhelming need to just hear your voice. But the pride is losing. The love is winning. The realization that life without you is just existing, not living, has completely shattered their resolve to stay away. They are ready to drop the act. They are ready to drop the silence. They are ready to finally say the words that have been trapped in their throat for months. Let's talk about why this person absolutely cannot let go of you, even when they try. Cancer, your energy is like the ocean. It's deep, it's nurturing, it's all-encompassing, and it penetrates right through people's masks. When they first stepped into your life, they were completely captivated by it. You gave them a safe harbor. You listened to them, you held their emotional baggage, you loved them through their unspoken traumas. But as things got real, as the emotional intimacy deepened to a level they weren't used to, they panicked. They have this deep-seated, almost paralyzing fear of being truly seen. When you looked into their soul and loved them anyway, they felt exposed. They felt unworthy. So, they did what emotionally avoidant people do. They built a wall. They convinced themselves that they needed space, that they needed to figure things out on their own, or that the connection was just too much right now. But here is the psychological truth I'm picking up on, and this is where the energy shifts. It was never really about needing space. It was about being terrified of how much power you had over their heart. They thought that by stepping back, they would regain control. They thought the silence would make you chase them, validate their ego, and prove that you weren't going anywhere. They wanted the comfort of knowing you were waiting on the shelf for them. But here is where the universe stepped in and changed the entire game, and this is the exact turning point of this reading. You didn't chase. At some point, your beautiful, empathetic Cancer heart said, "Enough." You realized your worth. You pulled your energy back. You started focusing on your own healing, your own peace, and your own spiritual growth. And the moment you detached, the moment you stopped sending them that unconditional lifeline, their entire world tilted on its axis. The silence they created didn't bring them the peace they expected. It brought them absolute, suffocating torment. Without your energy constantly soothing them, they were left alone with their own demons, their own regrets, and the deafening echo of what they had lost. What changed for them wasn't just a fleeting thought, it was a visceral, physical panic. They started seeing you in everything. A song on the radio, a specific scent, a place you used to go together, a random memory popping up at 2 a.m. The universe started bombarding them with synchronicities, forcing them to look at the connection they tried so hard to ignore. And then, they saw you glowing up. They saw you smiling, living your life, looking more radiant, powerful, and untouchable than ever before. And instead of feeling relieved that you were okay, it triggered a massive, suffocating wave of jealousy and regret. They realized, wait, they are actually moving on. They are actually going to leave me behind. That fear of permanent loss shattered their ego completely. The illusion that they had all the time in the world to come back to you evaporated into thin air. And this brings us to the exact reason they are ready to reach out right now. The title of this reading isn't just a hook, it is the literal script playing on a loop in their head. I never meant to hurt you. I'm so sorry. They are rehearsing this apology. They are typing out long, emotional messages and deleting them because they don't feel like the words are strong enough. They are crying in their car, in their shower, in the middle of the night when the rest of the world is asleep. They realize now that their actions caused you pain, and because they love you on a profound soul level, your pain has become their pain. They are feeling the heavy karmic weight of their mistakes pressing down on their chest. This isn't a superficial, my bad, to test the waters or see if they still have access to you. This is a profound, ego-shattering confession. They want to look you in the eyes and explain that their withdrawal was never a reflection of your worth, but a reflection of their own brokenness. They want to tell you that they see you now. They see the incredible partner you are, and they feel like an absolute fool for making you feel like you had to beg for basic consistency. They are so deeply sorry for the mixed signals, for the hot and cold behavior, for the times they made you feel crazy or unloved. The emotional tension is at an all-time high because they are standing right at the threshold of breaking their own silence. They're gathering every ounce of courage they have left to cross the bridge they burned. They know they have to face your wrath, your boundaries, your skepticism. They know you aren't just going to roll out the red carpet the second they say those 3 little words. But they're ready to take the hit because the pain of losing you permanently is finally outweighing the pain of their pride. They are ready to surrender. But Cancer, we have to be real about the friction here. This isn't just a simple story of 2 people missing each other in a vacuum. There is outside energy, and it has been actively complicating this connection. For a while, there was noise. Maybe it was a temporary distraction, a situationship, or someone else who stepped into the space you left behind. Or perhaps it was the loud, misguided opinions of friends or family who told them to just move on or that they were better off without the emotional intensity. This person tried to listen to that outside noise. They tried to conform to what the world expected of them. They tried to play the part of the detached, unbothered individual who is casually exploring other options. But here is the first massive emotional turn. That outside energy is failing them miserably. In fact, it is actively backfiring. That temporary distraction or third-party situation was never a true threat to your soul tie. It was merely a symptom of their confusion and a pathetic attempt to numb the pain of losing you. And now, the contrast is so stark it is blinding them. They are physically present with someone else or trying to engage with this outside social circle, but spiritually, emotionally, and mentally, they are sitting right next to you. Every conversation with this other person feels shallow. Every interaction highlights exactly what they threw away. The distraction didn't heal them. It just held up a mirror to their own emptiness. What I'm picking up on is that the people who encouraged them to walk away are now starting to sound incredibly hollow to them. They are realizing that the outside world does not know the depth of what was shared between you two. Those friends or family members didn't see the way you held them when they were falling apart. They didn't feel the sacred, quiet moments of intimacy that only the 2 of you shared. This person is starting to resent the outside pressure. They are realizing that they made a life-altering decision based on fear and external validation, rather than the undeniable truth of their own heart. The facade they built to impress others is cracking, and it is exhausting them to keep up the act. And this leads to the second, even deeper emotional turn, the sheer, paralyzing fear of your reaction. They know you, Cancer. They know how deeply you love, but more importantly, they know how fiercely you protect your heart once it has been bruised. They know that when a Cancer is hurt, they don't just get angry, they retreat. You build a fortress. You lock the gates. And right now, this person is absolutely terrified that they have locked themselves out of your life permanently. They are rehearsing their apology, but they are haunted by the fear that when they finally deliver it, you will look at them with cold, quiet indifference. To this person, your indifference is their ultimate nightmare. They could handle your anger. They could handle your tears. But the thought of you looking at them as if they are a stranger, as if they no longer hold any power over your emotional state, is crushing them. They are watching you from the shadows, noticing how you have established firm boundaries. They see that you are no longer waiting by the phone. They see that you are prioritizing your peace, and that visual confirmation is a double-edged sword. It makes them respect you more than ever, but it also makes them feel profoundly unworthy. They're asking themselves, why would they ever let me back in after what I did? But here is where the universe steps in with a third, powerful emotional turn. Divine intervention is actively dismantling these outside complications. The spiritual timing is not random. The universe does not allow a true karmic connection to be derailed forever by superficial interference. I am seeing the third party losing interest, or the lies surrounding that distraction unraveling on their own. The friends who gave the bad advice are either backing off or realizing they were wrong. The external noise is being forcibly turned down by the universe, clearing a direct, unobstructed path between you and this person. The obstacles are being removed, not because it's easy, but because the soul contract between you two demands resolution. The friction you feel right now is just the final death rattle of their old patterns. They're standing at the crossroads, and the easy way out is gone. They can no longer blame their friends, they can no longer blame the circumstances, and they can no longer blame you. It is just them, their conscience, and the overwhelming truth of their love for you. The path is clearing, but the final hurdle they must face is their own courage. They have to be willing to look foolish. They have to be willing to swallow their pride completely and face the music. The pressure is at its absolute peak. The dam is breaking. They are done hiding behind the noise of the outside world. They are ready to step into the fire of your truth, because the pain of living a lie away from you has finally become greater than the fear of facing you. So, Cancer, what happens next? The waiting is almost over. The universe does not build this kind of spiritual pressure without a release, and I am telling you right now, the silence is going to break. Within the very near future, likely as we move through this current lunar cycle or within the next few weeks, the dam is going to burst. But I need you to be prepared for exactly how this is going to unfold, because it might not look the way you expect at first. What I'm picking up on is that before the grand, sweeping confession, there might be a subtle, energetic probe. A sudden view on your story. A random, seemingly innocent text out of the blue that feels a little too casual for the heavy history you share. Do not let this fool you. This is them testing the waters, trying to see if the door is still unlocked before they fully commit to walking through it. They are terrified of your rejection, so they might try to dip a toe in first. But here is the truth, that small reach out is just the precursor. It is the deep breath before they finally say the words that have been burning a hole in their chest. Following that initial contact, the real conversation will happen. And it will be heavy. It will be raw. They're going to look at you, or type out the message, and they are going to lead with the exact energy of this reading. I never meant to hurt you. I am so sorry. They are going to try to explain the chaos in their head. They are going to admit that their distance was a manifestation of their own fear, not a reflection of your worth. For some of you, this conversation might happen in person, and the moment you see their eyes, you will know. You will see the exhaustion, the vulnerability, the absolute surrender in their posture. They are coming to you with their hands up, completely devoid of the pride that kept them away for so long. But here is the critical emotional turn you must prepare for. When they finally offer this apology, they will be looking to you for immediate absolution. They will want you to soothe their guilt. They will want you to tell them it's okay, that you forgive them, so they can finally stop feeling like the villain in their own story. And this brings us directly to your guidance, Cancer, because this is where your power truly lies. Listen to me very closely. When this moment arrives, your natural Cancer instinct will be to nurture. Your heart is so vast, so deeply empathetic, that your first reaction might be to comfort them. You might want to soften the blow, to reassure them, to immediately bridge the gap and make the awkwardness go away. Do not do it. Not yet. You are not a rehabilitation center for emotionally avoidant people. You are not here to absorb their guilt so they can feel better about the pain they caused you. This is the moment where you must hold your boundaries with the strength of a mountain. When they reach out, you do not need to reply in 5 minutes. Let the message sit. Let them feel the weight of their own words. Let them experience the very same uncertainty and waiting that they forced you to endure. This is not about playing games. This is about energetic justice. This is about showing them and showing yourself that your peace is no longer negotiable. You must demand consistent action, not just beautiful, tearful words. Anyone can say, "I'm sorry," when they are backed into a corner of their own making. But can they show up consistently? Can they communicate when it gets hard? Can they hold space for your emotions without running away? That is what you need to observe. You are the prize here. You are the one who was chosen, the one they realized they cannot live without. Do not shrink yourself, do not lower your standards, and do not rush to make them comfortable just because they finally decided to show up. Trust your intuition above all else. If something feels off, if the apology feels performative, if the timing feels manipulative, your gut will tell you. You have been through the fire of this connection. You know their patterns better than anyone. Protect your energy fiercely. Stay grounded in your own worth. You survived the silence, and you will survive the noise of their return. You are powerful, you are deeply loved by the universe, and you are entirely in control of what you allow back into your sacred space. As we close this reading, I want you to take a moment and really feel the shift in your own energy. The heavy, anxious waiting is dissolving. The truth is finally coming to light, and you are standing on the other side of it, stronger and more radiant than ever before. Remember, my beautiful Cancer, to take what resonates and leave the rest. This is your journey, and you hold the pen to how the next chapter is written. Thank you so much for watching, for trusting me with your energy today, and for allowing this message to find you exactly when you needed it. I am sending you so much love, clarity, and peace. Until next time, take care of your beautiful heart.